Hey everyone, Les from Comfortable Shoes Studio here. And in this video, I wanted to talk about adding and manipulating, colorizing these thermal instant print camera images and faux memo images for your art journal. Like I said in my last video, I'm a big proponent of using ephemeral materials in your art journal. I've been doing it for years and it works well for me. Maybe it'll work well for you, maybe it won't. So I want to talk about, first off, highlighters. Um, this might seem like a counterintuitive idea, but this image is a split image I printed with my Pictic thermal picture uh, printer, which was originally taken with a thermal camera. I then took the thermal camera image, snapped a picture of it with my cell phone, and then loaded it into my phone, gave it a little manipulation, not much, and then printed it with the Pictic. And the Pictic does a split image, so you have two halves of your picture printed out separately, and you slice off the border on one of them and glue it together. In this case, I used a gel highlighter to colorize that background. This is an effect I really like a lot. It's one I go to a lot. Um, so this is a gel highlighter. This one in particular is marketed for Bibles. This is the UB version of it. These work really, really well. They don't get crust on them like the Bible highlighters do. The Bible highlighters get this hard crust on the tip that I don't like. You gotta clean it off before you use it. But the gel highlighters work really well on the glossy photo paper that I've been using in my thermal cam. So for that, I just colored the background, and it makes, I think, a really striking image. It takes a boring photo of a Coke can, which is kind of what I use to see how the cameras are printing. I have a well lit spot down in my studio at work, and I take a photo like that. So then adding color. It's another Pictic photo. I have a toy cam, which is not one of these, that I took pictures with, loaded it to my laptop, then put it on my phone, and it takes a slightly different orientation. And then I used Prismacolors, just your regular old Prismacolor, to colorize the background. Used a couple of colors, blended them together, and got this. So the thing that I do notice is as I run my fingers over the top of that, I do get some lift of the colored pencil. And that's because this paper, um, if it's glossy, does not have a lot of tooth for colored pencil. But it does look good. Now, again, here's some colored pencil on this one, some more gel highlighter on the sticker up there. Um, Here, I'm using fine liner on the background just to colorize it. This is a walking path that I walk on quite frequently near work, and that was really cool. Just some testing. I pulled out some of the photo paper, glued it in here, wrote on it, and then did periodic tests to see how long it took for things to dry. It kind of took overnight for most of the stuff to dry on this. It does help if it's in a journal because you can close it and it acts a little bit like a blotter. Here again, more fine liners. Here I'm using cheapo crayons, which work really, really well. Not a lot of lift either, but yeah, cheap crayons on this paper is fantastic. I use Sharpies on the Coke can. This one, I took some photos, printed them out, and then put them through the faux memo to get images. More testing, Bic Gelosity, UB gel pens, Crayola markers here. We're still very, oh, Papermate Flare on that one. Crayola markers were still wet hours later. They made a mess. This is a, whatchamacallit, mild liner These were all mild liners to add color. Um, this is gel printing. So I gel printed on the paper. More gel plate testing. I got some more stuff coming up with that. More alcohol ink. I really like Sharpies and um, other alcohol ink markers on this paper. The glossy paper, it feels a little plasticky, and the Sharpie dries on it relatively well. Some Sharpie leaves all the detail behind. Some of the papers and different Sharpies will obliterate the background or the image itself. The better the paper I found, the more glossy the paper, the less likely that was to happen. So this is a really nice, really glossy paper. And when I flooded the area, these are the brush tip Sharpies on this paper, it didn't move the image at all. Whereas here on this paper, it's a different paper, it moved it only a little bit. So some papers have different qualities. This is paper that I colored on with Sharpie first and then let it print, kind of pick itself as I'm like going for a walk and printing. I'm getting random choices of color as I'm taking shots, testing out alcohol markers on different papers. This is really inexpensive paper. It's very matte finished, more like the receipt paper you would get traditionally at a register, and the paper almost blackens when I put the alcohol inks on it. Also, whatever is there obliterates; it disappears. Um, some more experimentation with the cheaper papers. I need to shoot a video on this. This is masking and stenciling on a small gel plate with these thermal prints. I also then went on top of it and did some printing with a rubber stamp. Again, gel plates, messing around with that. More gel plate, masking and stenciling, more alcohol ink. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with these. These are paint markers, and I closed the pages too soon before the paint marker was dry. More gel highlighter here. More alcohol ink. So on this paper, you can see the alcohol ink really obliterates whatever is in the image. These are Artist Loft, the double tipped permanent marker. Also not archival. A lot of the stuff that I'm using right now is not archival. So again, here's that Artist Loft ink on prints, more Artist Loft ink on better paper this time, and then mixed with a gel pen. So this paper, it blackened it, turned it really dark. Again, messing around with some of that pre-colored paper. So I took the Artist Loft markers and some Sharpies, colored everything on a roll of paper randomly, just picked it randomly. And then after my walk, rolled that up, stuffed it in there, and allowed chance to dictate where that was gonna land. Again, playing around with the sticker labels. Made a bunch of these of my face, making an awful face, and then the skulls that I do all the time. So yeah, just kind of playing around with different things. And so here again, using the prints that I took with this camera, printed them out, came back in and added color. This is gel highlighter. This is the alcohol inks again. This is a combination of alcohol and mild liner, gel highlighter here. More alcohol inks. I don't have permission to show their faces on YouTube, so gonna cover them up. Same thing here. My nephew took some photos. That's me making a face at him. He also took a picture of the dog who was begging. So more stuff there. Again, alcohol ink. It does different things with different images, different papers. You really got to experiment with it to see what it's going to do to your paper. I really like what it does with this sort of cheaper paper, kind of streaky, grungy look. Same thing here, streaky and grungy. You can also just use rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip or a brush and brush it on there, and it will obliterate a lot of that. So, just some ideas on how you can manipulate them and use them in an art journal. Um, I'm gonna take some time and set up my final vacation page with these. And but anyway, if you have any questions about using these thermally printed images in your art journal, hit me in the comments and let me know, and I'll try and answer them in my next video. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.